Hello, Taurus, and welcome to your April 2019 love reading. I'm Jade with Yes, Yes, Yes. Welcome back to the channel. If you are new, welcome. Let me tell you what we're going to do today. We're going to use the Mystical Lenormand spread to start. I'm going to see the path between the masculine and the feminine. We will clarify with the Line Strider deck, and then we'll get two overalls in the end with the Romance Angels. How you doing, Taurus? Are you enjoying shoulder season? Your birthday is coming. I hope you're excited. I'm excited for my birthday coming. I'm a Gemini, so I'm right after you. So let us go. I've pre-shuffled the deck. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. So there's a whole lot there. And if this doesn't resonate for you, check one of your other signs, one of the other videos. And if it does, I'd love to hear from you in the comment section below. Hit that thumbs up button. It helps me out so much if you can. And let me see, subscribe. Yes, welcome to the channel. If you are feeling it, if you like my style, I do lots of different readings. Wow, okay, I'm feeling like it's this one. I do lots of different readings each month, and so it's always interesting to see what comes out. I try to read, these are very general readings, and it's nice when I get your feedback too, so I do love hearing from it. So I'm looking for the significator cards. I just found the masculine here. So here is the masculine card. Ooh, a snake. Little deception there, so maybe a little sneaky. And then now we have the cross. So there could be some deception happening around the masculine in terms of family burdens. The moon, and then it could mean that it's something that he's feeling, maybe not necessarily something that's coming forward yet because of the moon. It could be an intuitive knowing. But the other thing is that the masculine can be not in a great place right now, really feeling burdened, and even, this moon being here, it's about intuition, but it's also about emotions. So you can be highly emotional because of this family burden. I'm wondering what's going on, Taurus. Okay, now we have the Stork card. This is, it's usually a new beginning. And we have the Park, so it's a new social beginning, a social outing maybe. And then we have the Ship. So maybe you have to go somewhere, or might maybe be where you meet each other, somewhere out in the world socially, and that is happening soon. So that should be happening this month, definitely. Okay, now I have the House card. This can mean a physical house. It can also mean the body. And then we have the, I'm forgetting. Oh, this is the Whip. So this could mean, if we're talking about physical body, maybe there's a new health routine. Maybe you are not quite feeling connected to your body quite yet. You might need to start working out again. The birds are here. It's a conversation, okay? And now we have the Bear. There's some type of an authority figure, some type of tough conversation even. All right, what else do we have? And now we have the Anchor, and that's maybe not feeling, this tough conversation is not letting you feel free. You really have to have it. It's really going on. It's not, things are feeling locked down. Maybe your health is feeling locked down. Now I'm waiting. I'm gonna maybe stop talking. This is the Child, and now we have the Stars and the Path. I'm gonna get through this, and then I can give you an overall a little bit better. The Letter, the Lily, woo, Taurus, the Book, and then there's the Feminine. Okay, so there's a lot between you two, all right? You got to get through a lot. I'm feeling like that's the masculine who's going to be reaching out towards the feminine this month. But what's going on for the feminine is that she's really learning. She might be studying Tantra right now. She might be studying an old way, or family history even, antiquated or antique long-term things. What do I mean by that? Like history, right? Rituals, things that have been around for a while. So she might be someone who studies these types of things, or this kind of information might be coming out about her, that she might be interested in book studies, in Tantra, in sensuality or sexuality. The lily has lots of different meanings. So again, I'm doing this in a very general way. hoping to give you an idea. Now, it seems like you guys are going to be meeting in this middle place where it feels a little burdensome. It might be that you're there, it might be when you are doing this new health routine, when you get back into your bodies. It could also mean if there is a physical movement, like somebody moves from their home, maybe maybe you live in the same apartment complex or the same neighborhood. So this home could be your physical home, but it can also mean your body. And these conversations are what's going to kind of start this spark. But what I'm feeling is that the masculine right now has got a lot going on, and it might be difficult for him to get past himself, okay? But he's the one who's got to reach out, is the way that it's showing itself right now. And then, excuse me, the feminine, let's see, there might be a child on the feminine side, or she might be a little younger. And let's see, anything else that I want to mention? It looks like she might be choosing to let that information, remember we were talking about her maybe being like interested in Tantra or interested in sexuality or sacred sexuality, maybe even interested in history, like it doesn't have to be a sensual thing. Interested in history, interested in family, so something that's been around for a while. She's starting to let people know that, and that could be through social media. Maybe she's just starting to make posts about it, and that could actually mean, that could be another reason why you start talking, is that it might be a mutual interest, and the masculine might notice this about the feminine, is that she is she has these really very specific interests that perhaps he did not, I'm going to leave those two in between, he did not realize he might have been interested in until she might have mentioned it online. Okay, so there's a lot of possibilities there. Take what you will, let it go otherwise, because we're going to get some clarification in the line strider now, okay? When I get lots of cards in the Lenormand deck, it gets challenging, so we go with what we can. Okay, so the middle card, the thing that's bonding you, the underlying energy that brings you two together is Temperance. This is healing. This is Sagittarian energy. This is making sure that you are giving and receiving in a balanced way. That if you are excited about doing a thing, that you have all of your ducks in a row before you launch to do it, okay? It's making sure that everything is balanced in a way to bring the thing forward. And I feel like, Taurus, you're very good at this, and so your energy, this is normal for you, and that other person, this might be a new thing for them. It's really about crossing your T's and dotting your I's before you step forward. So if this feminine is getting ready to reveal some studies that she's been doing, and this is her dotting her T's and crossing her I's before putting it out there. Now masculine, we were talking about there was some kind of family issue or burden that was happening for you. So you could be finishing up family responsibilities, like you might have been really dedicated to your family, and now you're seeing, oh, this is taken away from my life. I'm ready to do other things. I'm ready to focus on other things. So now you're rounding that up. You're kind of, what are the terms that I'm looking for? My words are gone. You are tying that relationship up. Not necessarily to let it go, but you're kind of just moving on to focus on something else besides family, besides whatever that issue has been for you in the past. And we're going to find out more of what this is, okay, Taurus? So, what's going on? Okay, ooh, interesting. So we have got Two of Wands for the masculine. This is the idea of building something new, but it's waiting for it to come around, right? Looking at something in the long term. And I'm not sure if it was that family thing or if this is, specifically for a relationship that you're wanting. We'll see. We get a couple more cards, but this is building something for long term. You really wanted to lay that foundation. And this is the action-oriented needs to do so. So you've been taking action to build something. If it has to do with this house or your physical body, and changing this health routine, that could mean what this is kind of inferring, but we'll see. The feminine, we have the death card. Scorpio energy came out in the reverse. So there was a resistance to change for the feminine in the past. And and I'm sorry, oh, I did say Sagittarius. Okay, for the temperance. This is a resistance to this transformation, maybe wanting to stay where she was. This could be, she was very comfortable with who she was or where she was. If it was, even this home and you were forced to move, I'm feeling like in the past it was really difficult for you to embrace the changes that were needed, okay? And that creates some issues, that creates some suffering and some pain usually. So, there we go, all right. So for the masculine, we have the world. There was a rounding out, and I like this card because it means it's the end of a cycle, but it's also like the next level. So this masculine, in the past, there was a situation where it had finished, and then you decided to move on, or you next leveled, you expanded yourself. There might have even been some travel for you in the past. I think we even talked about that, where you looked at your life as being more expansive. You went on a journey, you wanted to build something in a different way, and doing things maybe that were different than your normal, Tauran behavior, which interesting. We talked about that a little bit. The feminine, we have the 5 of Wands. It came out in the reverse. And that is the not wanting to struggle. Maybe this, in the past, we talked about the resistance to change. And I feel like the feminine noticed that there was some resistance and this, wanting to put down the struggle, not wanting to have any more struggle. When things just aren't working out, we really don't have a choice other than surrender. And I'm feeling like that's what was happening for the feminine here in the past. Now, what else do we have? For the masculine, what energies are the masculines bringing? Yes, okay. So the 3 of Swords energy here, it did come out in the reverse. So if this was a relationship in the past, and there might have been some pain involved in this, finishing this cycle, thinking that it was something, trying to build something long term, realizing, this cycle needed to end. It wasn't something that was going to work out. There was pain, but coming out of it, coming out of grief. Now, if it's this family situation, the masculine might have been building some kind of structure to help the family. And again, that whole, what he was building didn't work, right? It didn't work. It did get to a next level where you have to look at things differently, where you have to adjust and change the way you do things. But there was some grief because there had to be a change. And I think, again, Taurus, you're trying to go about things the correct way, the dotting your T's and you're dotting your I's and crossing your T's. And just in the past, you've been kind of maybe slapped a bit from the universe saying, nope, that's not the right way to do it. Try it this other way. And you're trying your best. And I feel like in the past, you've tried. There was some grief and some sorrow because of it, and because of that ending, because of that change that didn't, because it didn't work out. So I think you come out of it though. The feminine, we've got the 4 of Wands in the reverse. So there was some kind of family situation, some kind of feeling really stable and connected to something that didn't work out. Same story, just different expressions of it, okay? I think that's really interesting, and that might be what bonds you as we get there, is that, the feminine, this, the 4 of Wands is that marriage card. It's the, bringing of people together for long term. You're building, you start with your 2 of Wands, and then the 3 of Wands for, looking for it to come in, and then it shows up as the 4. It shows up as this stable structure that you can build a foundation. And in the past for the feminine, it just wasn't stable. There was a resistance to change. You didn't want to struggle. You had to surrender to the fact that it wasn't going to be that stable structure you thought it was. Similar stories, very interesting. Okay, so this is what's coming forward for you. For the masculine, we have the Queen of Cups, and that came out in the reverse. So the masculine's holding back a bit. He's not being as open emotionally, probably because, you know, it's hard when you have the whiplash of something that fails, regardless if it's a family situation or a family plan, if it's a relationship, if it's work, whatever it is. I feel like there was an emotional connection to whatever you were trying to plan here in the past. And because there was that emotion that just, you know, the three came out, the Three of Swords came out, that grief, that loss that you're coming out of, I feel like you're just holding back a bit before you give your heart to another, okay? Now, we'll see as it continues to move forward, if this develops into something where, you know, maybe you meet because you both have to reveal that. We'll see. The feminine's also here in the reverse, the Justice card. This is Libra energy, came out in the reverse. We're being shown two balance cards. One is that we're seeking it. For the feminine, she's not feeling it. And if this was a connection to a Libra in the past, that Libra's leaving, right? You're letting that go. You might also be letting go of the need to control the balance, right? The need to try to make it happen. I'm feeling like the feminine has a not necessarily control issue, but a desire or a liking to, make things happen in a certain way, and that's when, you know, we were told to release. You have to surrender that. And here the Justice is telling us to surrender it as well. If it's imbalanced, right? If you're used to unbalanced relationships, or you're feeling unbalanced because of all of this, let's see what comes out more. It's interesting because this is, you know, more of a mental card. The masculine has more of an emotional card. So right now there's no meeting, there's no connection. There's a lot going on, you know, individually, but nothing's happening to bring you two together. Okay, now we have some shift. The masculine here, we have the Magician, okay? So there's some manifestation, there's some internal power. This is also mercurial, so this is Virgo, Gemini energy. There's the ability to start again. This is exactly the same energy that he began with, starting to manifest life. It's the contrast of what I was just talking about with the feminine and trying to, can you guys hear the ice cream truck? I guess it's really warm now. So it's the contrast of what I was saying with the feminine, in that she might be holding on so tightly to create what she wants that she's being told or advised to surrender. The masculine is being advised to start again, to bring his magic forward. And right now this is the act of doing and not necessarily feeling. So we'll see what this middle card is, because I think the masculine might have been put through the ringer, and we're just a little closed off right now with our emotions. The feminine, however, has embraced a new beginning. We've got the Fool card. So coming forward, it's quite interesting here, is that the feminine might notice this masculine and getting empowered, getting in his power, and she might think, oh, this might be something that I could step forward in. This might be a new beginning that I am open to. And again, surrendering whatever the issue was in the past, whatever the trying to make the life be the way that you wanted it to be, with the house and the car and the dogs and the children, or whatever it was that failed, that didn't come through to begin with, and not feeling the balance of it all, feeling, again, you got thrown off. Maybe we've stepped forward in a surrendering place, feminine, where you realize that the only way to find the balance, and this is, that's the energy that's here, as you have that choice, is to surrender and start anew, which is beautiful energy for you, Taurus. Oh, okay, let's see what brings you two together. How will you two be bonded here in the end? For Taurus, there we go. Oof, Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so we're getting lots of major arcana. Now the Wheel of Fortune came out in the reverse. here's how I look at things. When it's on the table, it means that energy is present. It's up to you if you want to flip it or not, okay? So if we want to flip this, you absolutely can. Right now, what's bonding you is somebody is buying a lot of ice cream out there. What is bonding you is your stagnancy, okay? That's what it's showing me here, is that because you're trying to move on, you're in the process of doing so. Both of you have a very similar story right now. There's been some pain in the past. You're trying to get empowered. The masculine is reaching for his power. The feminine is surrendering. And we're just in this place where everything's about to shift, okay? And it's just right now, it hasn't quite shifted. So you're still in this place of stagnancy. You're still in the place of learning these, releasing, I guess I should say, this past. Now for masculines, again, we talked about it. It could be with family, it could be with work, it could be with your physical body, okay? We talked about that. For the feminine, this looks very much relationship oriented. And even in the Lenormand deck, you were learning, right? You were, and this could be even self-help that you've been going through, and you're about to talk about it, about to let that out. You're just about to meet each other, is what it's seeming. And that the masculine is going to be the one who moves forward towards the feminine because she is in the surrendering or in the receptive mode, which is a good place to be, especially for someone who's used to making things happen. Okay, so now, we have attraction. What else do we have for Taurus? And free yourself. I love it when the cards help. Okay, so for the masculine, we've got some attraction. You will be attracted to your feminine. You will see her, feel her, and want to draw her near you to flip that wheel of fortune around, so everything will start moving forward. For the feminine, the cards are guiding you to free yourself. This is more surrender, more love, more being open and receptive. This is what's being guided, really. It's how do you find each other is when you, masculine, try again, and feminine, surrender. It's just very simple there. Now it's easy to say, harder to do. I totally get it. But this is what I have for you, Taurus. So let me know if this is resonating for you in the comment section below. Hit that thumbs up button if you like my style. Subscribe and share. I appreciate it so much. I forgot to tell you, I also have personal readings. My website is in the box below. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great month.